What if your entire life started collapsing during a single car ride? No explosions, no action scenes, no dramatic plot twists, just one man inside a car driving through the night. And somehow, Locke becomes one of the most intense psychological thrillers ever made. Directed by Stephen Knight and carried almost entirely by Tom Hardy alone on screen, this film proves that great storytelling doesn't need spectacle. It just needs conflict and truth. Today, we're breaking down why Locke is such a masterpiece of tension, morality, and human responsibility. The premise sounds almost too simple. Ivan Locke is a construction manager driving from Birmingham to London the night before the biggest project of his career. A massive concrete pour is scheduled for the next morning, the kind of job that could define his professional legacy. But instead of going home to his wife and children, he decides to drive to London because a woman he once had a brief affair with is about to give birth to his child. That's it. The entire movie takes place inside a car. No flashbacks, no location changes, no physical action. Everything happens through phone calls, and somehow it feels more suspenseful than most action movies. What makes Locke brilliant is that the tension is completely emotional. Ivan isn't trying to save the world. He's trying to hold his world together while it's falling apart in real time. Every phone call creates a new crisis. His boss is furious. His employee is panicking. His wife begins realizing he betrayed her. His children are waiting to watch a football match with him. And with every conversation, another piece of his life breaks apart. The audience becomes trapped in the car with him. There's nowhere to escape. That confined setting creates a pressure cooker atmosphere where every word matters. Ivan Locke is one of the most fascinating protagonists in modern cinema because he isn't a hero and he isn't a villain. He made a terrible mistake. But the movie isn't about the affair itself. It's about what happens after the mistake. Most people in his position would run away, lie, or avoid consequences. Ivan does the opposite. He chooses responsibility, even though telling the truth destroys his career, his marriage, and possibly his future. That's what makes the film so powerful. It asks a difficult question. What does it actually mean to be a good man? Is it avoiding mistakes, or taking responsibility for them when everything goes wrong? Ivan believes that a man is defined by what he does next, and that belief drives the entire movie. One of the smartest elements in Locke is a character we never actually see, Ivan's father. Throughout the film, Ivan talks to his dead father sitting in the back seat. Not literally, of course. These moments are imagined conversations fueled by anger and trauma. His father abandoned him as a child, and Ivan becomes obsessed with not repeating the same cycle. That's why he drives to London. Not because he loves the one, not because he wants redemption, but because he refuses to become his father. The film quietly reveals that many of our biggest decisions are shaped by unresolved pain from the past. Ivan isn't just driving toward a hospital, he's driving away from generational failure. The journey itself is symbolic. The highway becomes a metaphor for transition. Every mile forward pushes Ivan further away from the life he once had. There's no turning back. The darkness outside the car reflects the uncertainty inside his mind, and yet the headlights continue forward. That's the emotional core of the film. Even when life collapses, you keep driving. This movie simply does not work without Tom Hardy, and honestly, this might be one of the greatest acting performances of his career. He spends nearly the entire film sitting in a car, talking on the phone, yet he keeps the audience completely engaged. Every small facial expression matters. Every pause feels meaningful. You can hear exhaustion, fear, guilt, and determination all fighting inside his voice at once. Most actors rely on movement and visual drama. Hardy relies on presence. That's much harder, and he absolutely carries the film. At its heart, Locke is about integrity, not perfection, integrity. Ivan understands that his life may never recover from this night, but he still chooses honesty. That decision feels almost radical in a world where people constantly avoid accountability. The movie doesn't reward him with an easy ending. There's no triumphant resolution, because real life rarely works that way. Sometimes doing the right thing still costs everything, and that uncomfortable truth is what makes Locke unforgettable. Locke proves that cinema doesn't need giant budgets or constant action to be gripping. Sometimes the most powerful stories come from ordinary people facing impossible emotional choices. One man, one car, one night. and somehow an entire life unraveling before our eyes. If you haven't seen Locke yet, give it a watch. It's quiet, tense, deeply human, and one of the best examples of minimalist filmmaking ever made. And maybe the scariest part of the movie is this. Ivan Locke isn't extraordinary. He's just a man trying to do the right thing too late.